Okay, let's
Let's
go.
talk about the Wyatt Six. Let's do it, man. Let's talk about the Wyatt Six. You guys by now have likely seen it. You've seen it all. You've heard it all. But now you come to the enemies for that real shit. So this past Monday, Uncle Howdy and the clan, the Wyatt Six, the tandem, the crew, Eric Rowan, Dexter Loomis, Joe Gacy, Nikki Cross, they all debuted. They promised a massacre. The countdown expired, and you were all warned. So, my question, I'm gonna let Ben go first. What was your immediate reaction to the debut of the Wyatt Six? Just your immediate reaction, and then we'll pass it off to Jizzle for his.
Okay, so like the whole night, like last week they had like the little countdown and everything like that, and it was going towards the end of the show, and I was like, damn. I was like, how much longer is it gonna be? Jay Uso came out, was doing the Fireflies, and I tweeted about it. I was like, I think they're gonna fuck up Jay. I was like, this nigga, you stole my brother's entrance, you stole my brother's shit to do this goofy shit, nigga. Like, yo, like, nah, this is not how it's going down. But they went through the whole match. After the match was over, and they showed all the gruesome shit they did backstage. Niggas double tap Chad Gable. The shit was crazy. Like, I was like, yo, this is what I believe WWE has been missing. They've been a one-stop shop as of late, but it was just something that you felt was missing, and it was the supernatural shit in wrestling. And I was like, yo, it's back. Like, nigga, we are back with everything. You want stories with real shit in it? We got that. You want graps? We got that. You want over the top baby faces? We got that. You want spooky shit? We got all of that now. And I said this, and I see niggas was like, yo, man, Karrion Cross was holding it down for the spooky niggas. No, he wasn't. This nigga was not holding it down for the spooky shit. This nigga, the one effect that you had was turning the screen black and white. They took that shit away. You're not even spooky. It's like a multicultural gang, nigga. You got a handlebar mustache. That don't got shit to do with it. I just don't like handlebar mustaches. But you look goofy, nigga. You weren't holding it down for no spooky shit. Wyatt Sick in this bitch, nigga? Follow the buzzers, nigga.
All the birds, nigga, for all the dogs, nigga. You talking about, nigga? This is K with all these nines. This is K with all these sixes. That shit. Like when it happened, you could tell the shit went like there was a lot of thought into it because like I'm not really a fan of the whole the little QR code shit. You know what I'm saying? I would just wait for one of y'all niggas to tell me what the fuck it said. You feel me? Like I ain't trying to do a lot of extra work. You know what I mean? Like I like it, but I don't like it that much. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan, but I'm not a fan. So
nigga, I got to do a report.
so when that. Yeah, nigga, you want me to do what? Nigga, I don't even like. Do I need a graphic calculator for this? Nigga, I lost my T986. But that shit, like, just the like, especially when you know, like, because the whole like you can see his like Bray's whole vision come to like, yo, I'm gonna bring all these characters to life on the Firefly Funhouse and shit. And then like the way they did it was just so like it was just like even though Chad Gable like he caught a dome shot, nigga, like like he caught a dome shot, like a straight up to the side of the head. But that shit was fucking lit, nigga. Like I finally feel like Nikki Cross, like Sister Abigailina. What did it say? Like what did it say? Duchess Abigail? Like I don't know what her name is, but yeah, she was like she's right where she needs to be. Everybody is right where they're supposed to be. Like it feels like everything that was supposed to happen. Like because even like you were talking about the supernatural shit. Like you ain't got to be supernatural. Well, I got a 6'7" nigga with a hammer, nigga. I got a 6'7" nigga with a hammer. You know what I'm saying? I got a crazy girl who doesn't mind getting hit in the face, nigga. And I got a nigga that don't talk and a nigga that talk too much. So like, what are we doing? Like yeah, man. And we got one on the way. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know. You know what I'm saying? We got one in the tuck that you even know about right now.
Why do you think there's another one on the way?
You know, niggas are saying like,
there's 5 of them niggas.
No, I thought, like when they said the
I'm
Wyatt Six, like I thought Bray would be like the six that's not here. You know, like City Spud when he was in
I
jail and
thought
shit.
I thought that too. I was like that. I wouldn't mind if they're paying tribute to him that type of way. But if they, like you said, if they do bring Alexa Bliss back when she comes back, I wouldn't mind it either. I mean, like, what the fuck she gonna do?
Nah, but I would have
I mean,
Nikki
what else
Cross
she gonna
just
do?
rip her face off, nigga. Like I want Nikki Cross to go over there and rip her face off and wear it as a hat, like well Alexa Bliss shiesty. You know what I mean? Like she got to, like, especially what she did to the other the sixth member of the six. Like you got a sticker on her, dog. Like for sure. I stick Nikki on her and be like, yo, man, go get that. You know what I'm saying? Remember she did to my man's, cost him the belt.
Yeah.
This was this was extremely impressive. The way that they shot it, the camera work, that one shot. I love the way that they're doing those now, and they continue to find new ways to implement it. I thought the fact that everybody was on board here, it really looked like just some like post-apocalyptic type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it was fire. The introduction for this team, this group, this pairing was top notch. I don't know where they go from here. I don't know that I have faith in the WWE to make this work. I don't know if I have faith in this being flushed out or good enough to make this work. All due respect to Bray Wyatt, but I do want to say he's no longer here. This being something that was created in his image, in his vision to honor him, I think all of that is well and good. However, who's going to wrestle?
All of them?
What happens? Okay, great. None of these performers have had any jaw-dropping performances to whereas you've been like, oh snap, they the next to be the one. Are they just going to be mid-card or lower card fodder? Because if that's the case, what's the point? And if that's the case, how
Okay.
do they take out all of these people? If you go down the line of, I'll bring this photo back up. Go down the line. Bo Dallas, not exactly lighting the world on fire in the ring. Eric Rowan, not exactly lighting the world on fire in the ring. Dexter Loomis, not exactly lighting the world on fire in the ring. Nikki Cross and Joe Gacy are your best bet for in-ring performers, but even Nikki Cross has never caught a wave. Joe
He was a
Gacy,
champ, nigga.
we don't know yet. That's great, but that's an accolade that your boss gets you and a pat on the back. You feel me? Like that's not saying that the audience was completely behind her, that she had and like, do you think people in the masses look at Nikki Cross as like, oh shit, she's one of the top premier acts in the women's division in
Do you see
WWE?
this
I don't think
version?
so. I don't think so. That's what I'm explaining. I don't think so. And on top of that, you hired these niggas back, Bo Dallas and Eric Rowan, with what proof that they've done anything in their absence to deserve this type of billing?
It's like, okay,
Other
so
than nigga, that's your brother, that's your nigga. You feel me? And listen, I think Triple H is doing an amazing job. However, I think sometimes his loyalty to certain performers is his downfall, because it's like, bro, what are you doing?
okay, the redeeming
You could have
things
said
that
that
I
shit
can
for
say
Loomis,
about
nigga.
this,
Go
where
ahead,
they can go with this is when it comes to supernatural shit, you don't really need belts. So they don't have to hover around the titles or anything like that. So you can just have them for like a little bit until they figure out like exactly what they want to do and flesh it out. They'll cause havoc for a little while. Maybe they take down a prominent star in the mid card. We already seen them, like they already did what they did to Chad Gable. I don't know where that would go because he was a heel anyway. Maybe they go through the whole thing like we're cleansing WWE, and I think you would have to unmask Uncle Howdy, and you got to have Bo Dallas wrestle. You got to, like, as much as I love character work and everything like that, I feel like that's a little bit where gimmicks like this kind of suffer. It's like, yo, we don't want to put them in the ring and we don't want to have them wrestle. That's what I felt like they were I felt like they were holding that back a little bit when Bray was wrestling with the as the Fiend character. A lot of times it was like, well, we only want to save this for the big moments. And I'm like, you kind of have to have them wrestle from week to week and do something out there besides hold promos, or no one's going to care. And like, thankfully, Bray was able to be good enough on screen where he was able to carry those things. But you could definitely tell, like, with this, you're going to need to have niggas get in the ring. Like, there's no way around it. Like you said, your two best bets are Joe Gacy and Nikki Cross. So I think you have to let Joe Gacy go crazy. And you're going to have to do a tag team or something like that with Dexter Lumis and Eric Rowan to kind of like, I don't want to say hide their downfalls, like with like being in the ring, but it's kind of is that, like, you got to have these niggas play off each other. So I feel like they can make something out of this, but they just have to be careful with it. That's the main thing. You can't rush it. You can't have them go out there and like do some of the shit that I've seen them do with like supernatural like characters before. Like, you kind of have to like take this shit slow.
So we did, nigga. We've been fucking sending QR codes, nigga, for the last fucking 7 months, nigga. How slow you want me to take it?
And that's the thing. Like, I feel like even with the Bray Wyatt shit last time, I feel like they put so much effort into the QR codes and the buildup and the misdirection and the clues and the what's next, that the actual product, when it got on screen, didn't have that same type of investment, didn't have those same type of layers. It didn't have that same type of attention and focus. And then it's just, and that was a big thing that Triple H said, right? In that interview that he did with Ariel Helwani, I think for SummerSlam, like a year ago or whatever, he was like, some of Bray Wyatt's ideas and some of these ideas were just so grandiose, it was hard to fit them in the context of what they do on that show when things have to eventually lead to an in-ring contest. And I'm just confused about how do they go about doing that now without the brainchild? Yeah, you got Rob Fee, you got Bo, you got a bunch of niggas on the squad that like to do weird shit. And then, but I don't know. They haven't shown me that they can make this work outside of, I don't know, selling merch. So
nigga just debuted Monday, nigga. Like, you wanted them to sell shirts with the QR code on them, nigga? Like, what are you talking about selling merch, nigga?
Like, no, I'm talking about overall. I'm talking about overall. That's what I'm talking about.
Bro, everything that they've been talking about, they've been asking for this shit, nigga, every single fucking pay-per-view. When somebody doesn't come out, what was Uncle Howdy? Where was Uncle Howdy? Where's the Wyatt Sick6? Like, they've been knowing about this shit, and I think they lived up to the hype, at least in the beginning. Because that's all you have right now is this. Like, I understand, like, we're trying to fucking think ahead and shit, nigga, but sometimes you can't think ahead, nigga. Shit like that, nigga, you got to go by the day, by the moment. Like,
nah,
nigga,
fuck that. They gotta. This type of shit is not something that you can do in the moment, nigga. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about about the moment that you guys have been asking for. Like, this is the moment that you wanted. Like, here it is. How does it look for this now?
Yeah, that's cool. That's
making moments.
I understand what you're saying. However, what I was saying is overall, they haven't shown me that they can make this work long term outside of selling merch. And I mean that for the last Bray Wyatt Uncle Howdy run. I mean, for the Firefly Funhouse shit with the Fiend, for all of that shit. That's what I'm talking about. This shit is brand new, but I'm saying, like, what they've shown me so far, with the brainchild, with the nucleus, with the reason why this is happening, that's the most they can do with this. Without the brainchild, without the nucleus, without Bray Wyatt steering this ship, I don't have the faith in it. That's all I'm saying.
But Bray Wyatt's steering the ship at that money, that Hell in a Cell match too. And it also gave John Cena one of his best matches of all time in WrestleMania during the pandemic.
Yeah,
Like, so it's gonna be hot and cold and hit and miss with everything.
There's definitely, that's the thing. Like with these type of characters, you kind of gotta judge it on a curve. Like you gotta kind of look at it like, yo, they might not do some shit like one week, and then the next week it might line up, and you be like, okay, they were laying the groundwork for something, and now I understand it. That's why when it comes to this, I did this with the same thing with Bray Wyatt stuff that he did with the Fiend and with the Uncle Howdy stuff when he came back. It's like you're watching it and you're like, this doesn't line up. And then 3 weeks from now, because it was so cinematic and everything like that, it's like if you missed an episode, you didn't know what they were talking about. But if you pieced all the pieces together, you're like, okay, well, this makes sense. This is what he was talking about. He was trying to get away from like the darkness, and now it's slowly creeping back into him, and he's trying to fight it and everything like that. So I think they'll be able to put it together, but I think like you kind of have to like CJ said, like they kind of been like slow walking it like from the beginning with the QR codes. I think you still have to keep that pace. The thing with these type of characters, you want to be menacing. What is the most fucking menacing thing of all? Like you have a nigga thinking like, yo, I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna beat your ass, and then you don't show up, and then like they're thinking like, okay, when's this thing gonna pop up? When is it gonna pop up? I think you have to create like a sort of an aura around us and maintain that aura. I don't think this character is designed for you to have them pop up on TV every single week.
Nah, I agree.
As long as you don't treat them like retribution, you know what I mean, then I think we'll be all right. Because that Nikki Cross, when she came out, my nigga, that was some of the scariest shit I've ever seen in my life, nigga. When she was just pointing back there, I said, what the fuck? Nigga, destruction and mayhem, nigga. A nigga with the first thing you see is a nigga with a hammer. I was like, okay, he did all the work. That's realistic. Whether he has a fucking supernatural smoke or a big tall nigga with a hammer, nigga, that shit's been going on since Paul Bunyan, nigga. So I got a Paul Bunyan nigga with a mask on, nigga. Like, yeah, what the fuck, nigga? As much as supernatural it is believable, nigga. Like, yo, I'm big as fuck and I got a hammer, nigga. And it says help on it. Help what? No, not me, nigga. You, nigga. I don't need help. This says help. And I'm giving it to you. Here's help.
Yo, that's fucking crazy. Yeah.
Well,
but
rest in
peace
to Chad Gable.
Facts.
Yeah, that nigga dead with
double
his
tap,
dead
my
ass.
nigga.
Fucking Chad, he a pack.
I think in actuality, and actually, let me ask you this, and we'll close out with this. Like, how do they come back from this? Because I don't know who exactly were the people that were massacred or the bodies that were laying out throughout the backstage area. I didn't really look into all of that shit.
It looked like security. It looked
like
a bunch of
stage hands and shit.
Yeah, it was definitely security stage hands. The only notable name that you saw back there was Chad Gable. They've already wrapped that up. He's not going to be in the Money in the Bank qualifying match because of injuries or whatever. So they took him out. They put Ilya Dragunov in his place. So it'll be Ilya Dragunov versus Braun Strowman versus Bronson Reed. I'm not a personal fan of having two niggas in a match with kind of the same name, but it is what it is. But like you gotta give it to them. They didn't just say, "Oh, this nigga was attacked backstage. He's gonna show up next week." They're like, "Oh no, that nigga's dead. For all intents and purposes, right now, he is dead. We will wish him back with the Dragon Balls, but right now he is dead."
Yeah, I don't know. How are they gonna explain that? Like, just it wasn't a gunshot; it was more like an impact wound or something like that.
Yeah, one of them little QR code. Yeah, one of them QR code things had something about like that. They thought it was about Chad Gable. Was like used to say thank you, then you stopped type shit. And I think it was that's why they attacked Chad Gable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do that shit like what they were doing when 616 came out. It was like, oh my God, this was the time that Euphoria was dropped on the day it was dropped. You know what I'm saying? It's 2 o'clock birthday and shit. So I don't want to do that shit. I want to put my tinfoil do-rag on. You feel me?
Yeah.
But that's something that I could do because they were highlighting that shit. It was like, yo, you used to say thank you, then you changed. And I'm like, okay, that's a good way to tie it into why you showed him. Because you didn't have to show that nigga. You could have just been like, yo, man, all these niggas is dead back here, nigga. Damn, you see this shit, nigga? Everybody dead back here. You could have did that. But you decided to put that shit on Chad Gable. I could have swore I seen Braun Strowman. Maybe that was just my wishes try to manifest in my brain.
Yeah, it didn't look like there were any notable people because I was looking around when they were in the gorilla. Like I was like, is it Triple H back there? Is Adam Pearce back there? Is William Regal back there? And like the only notable name was Chad Gable. And like I said, you gotta give them credit. And also they continued this shit like on the Pat McAfee show today.
Ooh.
Did you see that? They shut down the Pat McAfee show.
I saw that, yeah. Was there any aftermath of that? Did niggas die there too?
Yo, nobody stomped out fucking Stephen A. Smith.
Oh shit.
Yo, just Boston Connor, huh? Like, oh man, I hope Boston Connor's okay. They just won a championship.